Hey, what's up? Dilio back again. Dilio in the daytime. Notification squad. What's good? Y'all let me know what's up. thanks for watching, and shout out to all those who are interested in the listening party. All 300 of y'all, which is, YouTube's really funny, and y'all viewers are really funny. You know, I'm almost, pushing 33,000 subscribers, and I'll get like 300 views on. Hey, y'all let me know where y'all at. That's cool. Some of y'all only interested in me making beats over other people's stuff, not interested in anything that I'm doing personally, or my vlogs, or what I'm involved in, or me as a human being. That's cool. So this video is for those who got time to watch a video. You know what I'm saying? If your attention span is only 25 minutes, go ahead and click this video off right now. But there's no better time than now. I've been wanting to tell this story for a long time. This is a story that took place after I graduated Full Sail, and I got a little bit of time on my hands before I get to the next gig, and so I thought I'd share it. And this story is about the time I met Rodney Jerkins and Chris Tucker. The time I met Rodney Jerkins and Chris Tucker. It was shortly after I graduated at Full Sail. I was working at Guitar Center in Orlando in Winter Park, barely really getting by, and I was hanging around this producer that I met while I was at school by the name of Veda Nobles. And shout out to him, by the way. And when I was trying to be part of his production team, and there's a bunch of guys, we were just humming around this guy. I mean, what do you do when you don't really know better? Or, you're hoping that, okay, this guy can give me the job I need to make it, stuff like that. But things kept on being delayed and pushed back, and there was a lot of uncertainty there. And it was at a time where, let's just be honest about it, my dad didn't want to support me financially to live in Orlando, Florida anymore, even though he was still a highly paid GM employee. And the money I was making at Guitar Center was not enough to pay for the rent. And things were really tight, but it wasn't the time I had to leave. Maybe I'll talk about that in another story of having to leave Orlando, Florida. But this is going towards the story. So in this situation, it was cool. We had a lot of friends. We were making music. We were hanging around his house. Nice house, by the way. Really nice guy. However, ultimately I know that he was focused on his. I'm a kid coming out of college, not really with no one really to hold my hand or to guide me properly to let me know how to navigate this situation or the attitude I needed to have. But regardless of all that, some cool things happened, and that was the time I was asked to go over Rodney Jerkins' house in Florida. Now, this was shortly after I got certified in Pro Tools. That was kind of the thing you did after you graduate Full Sail. You get certified in Pro Tools because Pro Tools was the end-all be-all recording then. I mean, that was the religion of recording, Pro Tools. You got to have your Pro Tools right. Industry standard. And I remember studying hard for that Pro Tools certification test, and I think I failed twice, and there was like no way I'd be able to get the money. I was under the information that like once that's it. Like there's no, oh, I can get more money and test it again later on. There was no later. So I failed twice and passed the third time. So later on, Veda told me, hey man, I want you to, I need something for you to do. You know what I'm saying? Do me a favor. I don't remember the exact language, but the thing was I need to go over Rodney's crib to operate Pro Tools for him. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a Pro Tools guy now. I'm certified. And cool. And just in context, Veda Nobles, he's produced for Lauryn Hill, Warren G. Those are the names I can remember. Accomplished. Like if from my perspective, he's somebody that's made it and been where I want it to be. So why not do what I can to be around him? So he told me, yeah, here's the address, you know what I'm saying? And listen, you know what I'm saying? Don't be coming in there trying to be all fanboyish. They'll be trying to take all pictures, and you know what I'm saying? Just come in there and do your job, be real respectful, you know? And I was like, all right, yeah, I got you. I'll be real cool. And I knew a little bit about Rodney Jerkins. And the thing is, I guess back then with the internet and just the mentality of how we like to research things and Google things, it was, I didn't know as much as I could have known had I know how to research now. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. So got the number. I don't think I really got his number, but it was the address. I don't know where that address is at. Obviously, you know, it's north of where I was. So, you know, so here I am. I'm going. So the day came, you know, I wasn't really working. I don't know if I had the job then at the time or not. I had my S10 truck, black S10 truck, and I'm going to Rodney Jerkins' house. I just graduated from high school and I'm already around him. This guy, you know, and I am driving north on I-4. I don't know what exit I get off of because it's so long. I get to this community and there's a security guard there. I say, yes, I'm here, said my name, here for Rodney Jerkins, stuff like that. The security guy called him. Everything was cool. He was expecting me. I was let in. And this is the first time I've ever seen a nice neighborhood like this, being from Flint, Michigan, where you had 24-hour security guard. I didn't know about those. Those things are pretty regular now because in this field that I'm in now, I see that almost every day. So, but back then it was a big thing. It's like that, y'all. Y'all got a security guard here. I push in and I'm driving, and I can remember the feelings now as I'm talking about this. Just looking at the houses in this neighborhood. This wasn't just any neighborhood because the houses were huge and there's big lawns and big. I was like, wow, yeah, this could be where I end up one day. This is a dream, you know. Is this what this looks like, you know? And I'm just taking it. I'm just driving. All right, so I find his house on the driveway, and I don't mean to put his business on the street. There's a Bentley out there and a Mercedes truck in the driveway. Because, yeah, that's what major super producers have. They have those cars in their driveway. I get in the house. I get to the house. I park my little S10 truck. I'm like, wow, I'm actually parking to these nice cars. I go in and I knock on the door. The door was open. There's piano music playing. There's a marble floor. I felt like Moses walking to the burning bush. As soon as I open up the door, I'm taking my shoes off because, I mean, it's just straight up marble floor. Rodney's there playing a white grand piano. The house is just like, and there's a lady there, a girl with him at the piano. They were working on some music. And he instructed me to go upstairs. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go upstairs. And, you know, and it was just like, dang, man. I at that moment, I was like, man, I wish you could see me as a peer in the industry, you know, instead of just this kid that you don't know up in your house. Obviously, with reason, I could see how you could see me that way, you know. I wanted to be a friend, but at the same time, I was trying to respect my man's wishes and not be all up on beyond him, you know what I'm saying? So, marble floor. I go up these stairs. I don't remember if they were spiral or it was, you know. And on the second floor is this full-fledged studio. I walk in. There's a Sony DMX console. And there's an MPC 3000 and a keyboard. And I never saw MPC look like that before. At that time, I wasn't really that familiar with MPCs. Because I started making music on computers at the time. I was making beats on Reason at the time. And, okay, I got to get things set up to record. So I'm in this room, and the speaker system, Osberger speakers, booth. It looked like Full Sail in his house, in this room, on the second floor. Why do you have your studio on the second floor? If your house... And so I'm like, got to make this stuff work. Because, okay, I need to get it ready for him. But I don't know how it's set up. How his stuff is set up. And I'm quite sure there's a method of doing things. So I've made it happen. So I knew I was recording. But actually, before I did that, I went out. And I think they were done. And he was sitting on the couch with a remote. I walk over to the overhang where he sat. He's watching TV. I say, hey, do you know where XLR cable's at? He looked at me. He's like, oh, man. I don't want to piss this guy off and get kicked out of here. I go back to the studio and I look around and I'm looking behind the consoles. Okay, let me get this hooked up. And that's like, okay, I'm gonna find this wire, find the microphone, got it to the interface. It was a Sony DMX mixer board, digital. Pro Tools is running. Must have been a Sony, a Mac G4, small Mac screen. You know how they were back then. This is 2002. Everything's running. He then joins me upstairs. I don't think the girl came yet. And he's like, hey, how's it going? Shook his hand. And it's like, yeah, let me go ahead. I just want to listen to some music real quick. So we put in some music. And I don't remember exactly what went on, but I know that he's sitting to my left. Rodney Jerkins is sitting to my left. And I'm inside here. It's like, man, I wish I could take a picture so bad right now. Man, I wish I could just go crazy. Yo, let's get a selfie or something. Well, I mean, that was before selfies were even popular. And I was like, okay, yeah, man, you know. And so I think we were listening to some of his music. He's like, yeah, I want you to record this girl later on. He said, I got Chris Tucker coming. This is Rodney Jerkins talking to me. I got Chris Tucker. And I'm not in my head like, all right, yeah. Like I know, like I was like, yeah, I'm in the, yeah, I got, yeah. Oh, it's just another day, man. Chris Tucker comes to the studio. Hey, ain't no big deal, man. Yeah, I got you, man. On the pro. That's what I portrayed. But inside, I'm like, what the? Are you kidding me? Considering I just came out of Full Sail, graduated. My time there was done, and I was trying to figure out what to do next. Chris Tucker comes in. I mean, he must have stepped out going. Chris Tucker walks right in like it's no big deal. Hey, man. Shook his hand. Hey, y'all doing all right? Hey. Yeah, Chris Tucker, he has a higher pitched voice. And for a while, we listened to, and then he turned on some music. He turned on Anthony Hamilton, coming from where I'm from. I was like, okay, this must be somebody Rodney worked with, because why would he be playing music? And they're in there vibing, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah. And it was loud as hell up in there. It was so loud in that room. It was so loud in that room. And coming from, I'm from, and it's hitting. Because the system is so tight. I mean, there was one of those subs. You got them Osberg speakers in there. There's a sub. Okay, yeah. There was a sub on the ground. And it was powerful as I don't know what. And I'm just like in disbelief all this going on. Chris Tucker. Rodney, like, and I'm just sitting there just like, and I think they're just getting their vibe up. It's like, yeah, and you know, Chris Tucker, and I'm kind of paraphrasing what I remember happening. You know, Chris, all right, let's go ahead and record this, man. Let's go work on some new material for my new soul, you know. I'm like, okay. I get Pro Tools running. I got tracks open. I see Signal. I made sure I got Signal running before I told him I was ready or something like that. Pro Tools is rolling. The microphone is hot. He walks into the recording booth, and it's not no little booth that I got. It's like a serious booth with like nice diamond plated floors. This room was paid for. He's in that booth recording jokes. Rodney Jerk sitting to my left. I'm sitting right. I just got Pro Tools running. He's like, hit record. Then Chris Tucker just starts going crazy. I mean, just starts talking about stuff, and me and Rodney are just laughing our heads off. I mean, we were just like, and at the same time, it's like, wow, I just shook this dude's hand. Chris Tucker's in the booth recording some material. He must hear us laughing in the main room. And keep in mind, this is in second floor, somewhere in Florida. And I can't believe this is happening. And once he was done, he said, all right, man, all right, I'll see you later, man. He's like, cool. Save it. And shook his hand. Hey man, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? I was real low, but inside I was screaming like, is this really happening? And I then proceeded to get a new session open. And we had this, and Rodney must have already had a track ready for this girl that was coming up to sing. So Rodney takes off. It's getting late. I'm in the studio with this girl. He's like, yeah, we're going to go to the B sec. I was like, huh? You mean B section? Oh, the B sec. And so she had this little language, I guess Rodney must have taught her that she must have liked or whatever and learned. And I'm like, y'all mean what? Because they didn't teach about B sec and full cell. So I had to think on my feet, okay, you mean this section right here? Okay, cool. And I was tracking vocals for her, and I got them saved and everything. And it's late. I don't know what time it was. I mean, time just flew. I'm in a time warp. And that was done. We got done working on the song. It started getting late, and I guess she kept messing up, or I kept messing something. But I got some work done for her. Ronnie's already turned in for the night because I didn't see him on my way out. The girl saw me out. We walking out. I go down the steps. I go back to the marble floor. Go back to my shoes that I left at the door, and that was it. It was pretty quick after that point. It's like, all right, have a good night. I was like, okay, cool. So obviously this was like a artist, but I mean, if I had a big house and I was working with artists, I'm quite sure they could room at my place too. So, yeah. And I closed the door. I got in the truck, and I just was in disbelief that happened to me. That I actually got to meet Rodney Jerkins, because I did know that he did something for Michael Jackson, but I didn't know the details, and I didn't study all that. I was just still trying to find my way. And to my knowledge, everything went all right. And I must have teared up. Like, I'm feeling a little something there. I'm thinking about it, because I was like, wow, I was next to greatness there. I was next to the dream. I was in the moment. I was there, and at the same time I had to stay so cool and not really sell myself, because he's like, don't be trying to sell yourself, trying to, and I can understand that, because I mean, people sell themselves to me all the time. Hey, I do this and I do this collab. So I get that. I didn't do that. I followed instructions, but I was like, wow, I can't believe that happened. It was a full moon. I could see everything around. It was nighttime. The water sprinklers were on at night in the neighborhood. It smelled like sulfur. That's one of the things that you notice about Florida and Orlando, is that the water sprinklers smell. The water tastes funny down there. Don't even get me started about that. There was dew on the ground, or was it just wet from? But when I left, I was just back in my little S10 truck, black S10 truck, and I don't think I had the music on it. I drove home, and I was just in disbelief. And I was like, wow, maybe this is a sign of things to come. And maybe one day having celebrities come over my house like it's no big deal would be a reality, or that I could really get some sort of success that Rodney has had some way or something. I was like, yeah, that's, and 12 years later, 14 years later, 2002, 2012, that's 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 14 years later, I'm here. Still driving, and I'll never give up that hope that maybe one day I can make it. Yep. And it's been hard, but I'll never give up that hope that I can make it. And I saw it then. I was right up on it. but I wasn't a part of it. But hopefully one day I can be a part of something great. So, yeah. That's why it took so long for me to tell this story, because I end up like this. You know what I'm saying? Because I end up like this. But if this video, if you made it to 20 minutes, then you give me a pound, man. Give me a pound. I hope that this experience inspires somebody, because, you know, you never know the really cool, blow your mind things that can come into life that are really special. And like I said, I know I was probably just some kid to him, but it meant the world for me to be around him, around Chris Tucker like that, and be around those who found their way or their purpose or where they're supposed to be, you know. And while it's been a really hard road, it's been a really crooked road, and even though I may still be dealio in the daytime and day job working, and I feel I should be so much further, I'm still here. And as long as I have life and people that care about me, you know, I'll keep fighting for that dream. And I sacrifice a lot for it, so I can continue to do that. So that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. I got other stories, but it was time. It was time. I've been holding back talk about the story because, like I said, you see how I am. You know, reality is hard. Being a music producer and trying to be an artist, or trying to, because everybody talking about, oh, I can help you, oh, work with me, all this other stuff, but people ain't got shit for you, man. They don't got stuff for you, man. They talk, man. A lot of talk. I'm done talking. I'm sorry for the profanity. It's not my style to be cussing on my channel. But that's what I get. I can only imagine the comments I'm gonna get on this. So I'm done talking about that story. I hope it inspires somebody to continue to pursue their dreams and goals. And this will be for prosperity. So the story will be here after I'm somewhere else. All right, y'all take care. Peace.